The Golden Journey. The story of Jeon Jungkook. Chapter 1. The Busan Breeze. The story of Jeon Jungkook begins in the vibrant, salt-kissed port city of Busan, South Korea. Born on September 1, 1997, Jungkook was a child of the sea, his early years shaped by the rhythmic crashing of waves against the shore and the bustling energy of a city that never seemed to sleep. He was a quiet, observant boy, often found wandering the local markets or sitting by the docks, his large, curious eyes taking in every detail of the world around him. Growing up in a modest household with his parents and an older brother, Jeon, he was surrounded by a supportive environment that allowed his natural talents to bloom in their own time. Busan, with its rugged coastline and hard-working people, instilled in Jungkook a sense of resilience and grit. It was a city where dreams were forged in the heat of the sun and the cold of the winter wind. As a young boy, Jungkook wasn't always dreaming of the spotlight. In fact, his early aspirations were grounded in the physical world. He was an incredibly athletic child, possessing a natural coordination and speed that made him a standout on the sports field. He spent countless hours on the badminton court, his small frame moving with a grace and intensity that belied his age. He dreamed of becoming a professional player, inspired by the legendary Lee Yong-dae. His competitive spirit was fierce, he hated losing more than anything, and a missed shot would often lead to hours of solitary practice until he had perfected his technique. Alongside his love for sports, Jungkook possessed a quiet, introspective side that found expression through art. He was a gifted artist from a young age, often found with a sketchbook in hand, capturing the world around him with a precision that was rare for a child. He would draw the ships in the harbor, the faces of the people he met, and the intricate details of the flowers in his mother's garden. His sketches were more than just drawings. They were a silent language for a boy who was often too shy to speak his mind. In the quiet corners of his home, he found a sense of peace and clarity through his art, a trait that would remain with him throughout his life. However, the trajectory of his life changed forever when he encountered the world of music. It wasn't a sudden epiphany, but rather a gradual, magnetic pull. He began listening to the music that was echoing through the streets of Busan, the catchy melodies and powerful beats of K-pop. But it was the artists who pushed the boundaries of the genre that truly captured his imagination. He became fascinated by G-Dragon, the leader of Big Bang. Watching G-Dragon perform, Heartbreaker, on television was a transformative experience for the young Jungkook. He was mesmerized by the way the music seemed to flow through G-Dragon's body, the way his charisma radiated from the screen and commanded the attention of thousands. It sparked a fire within him, a desire to experience that same connection, to move people with his own voice and presence. He began to sing, at first quietly in the safety of his room, his voice a soft, tentative melody. But as he practiced, his confidence grew. He would mimic the singers he admired, learning how to control his breath, how to hit the high notes, and how to infuse his singing with emotion. His voice, even then, had a clear, crystalline quality that hinted at the golden potential within. By the time he was in middle school, the quiet boy from Busan had made a decision that would change the course of his life. He decided to take a leap of faith and audition for the popular talent show Superstar K3. It was a bold move for a boy who was still struggling with his shyness, but the fire that had been sparked by G-Dragon was now a burning ambition. He traveled to the audition with a mixture of nerves and excitement, unaware that this one decision would open 7 different doors, each leading to a future he could never have imagined. Chapter 2. 7 Doors, 1 Choice. The experience of auditioning for Superstar K3 was a whirlwind for the 14-year-old Jungkook. He stood in long lines with thousands of other hopefuls, his heart pounding in his chest as he waited for his turn to perform. When he finally stepped in front of the judges, his shyness threatened to overwhelm him. He sang with a raw, youthful sincerity, his voice echoing in the large, sterile room. Although he didn't make it past the preliminary rounds, the experience was far from a failure. In fact, it was the beginning of something much larger. Unbeknownst to Jungkook, his performance had caught the eyes of several talent scouts who were in the audience. They saw something in the quiet boy from Busan, a raw talent, a natural charisma, and a star quality that couldn't be taught. In the weeks following the audition, Jungkook's life became a blur of phone calls and meetings. He received offers from 7 different entertainment agencies, ranging from the industry's big 3 giants to smaller, independent companies. For a young boy who had only recently discovered his passion for music, the choice was overwhelming. Each agency promised a different path to stardom, a different version of the future. Among the agencies that reached out were some of the most prestigious names in the K-pop world. They had the resources, the history, and the proven track records of creating global superstars. It seemed like an easy decision: join a big company and ensure a successful career. But Jungkook, even at 14, had a strong intuition. He decided to visit the offices of each agency, wanting to see for himself where he would feel most at home. The turning point came when he visited Big Hit Entertainment, a relatively small and struggling agency at the time. The office was modest, a far cry from the sleek, high-tech buildings of the larger companies. But it was there that he encountered Kim Namjoon, who would later become the leader of BTS. Namjoon was in the practice room, his tall frame hunched over a notebook as he worked on his lyrics. When he began to rap, Jungkook was instantly captivated. There was an intensity and a coolness to Namjoon's performance that he had never seen before. It wasn't just about the music, it was about the passion, the intelligence, and the raw honesty that Namjoon poured into his work. "I thought he was so cool," Jungkook would later recall, his eyes lighting up at the memory. "I wanted to be in a group with someone like him. I wanted to learn from him." Choosing Big Hit was a gamble that many in the industry would have questioned. The company was in significant debt, and its future was far from certain. But for Jungkook, it wasn't about the size of the company or the promise of fame, it was about the people he would be working with. He saw a spark in Namjoon and the other trainees that he didn't see anywhere else: a shared dream, a sense of camaraderie, and a determination to succeed against all odds. On June 4, 2011, at the age of 13, Jungkook made the life-altering decision to sign with Big Hit. He packed his bags, said a tearful goodbye to his family in Busan, and moved to Seoul. He was the 5th member to join the lineup of what would eventually become BTS, stepping into a world of intense training, cramped dormitories, and a dream that was still taking shape. He was the youngest, the Maknae, and he was about to embark on a journey that would transform him from a shy boy into a global icon. Chapter 3: The Youngest in the Big City. Moving to Seoul was a daunting experience for a 14-year-old boy who had never lived away from home. The city was vast, noisy, and unfamiliar, a stark contrast to the quiet streets of Busan. Jungkook found himself in a small, cramped dormitory with 6 other boys, all older than him. He was the youngest, the Maknae, and his shyness was so intense that he would wait for the others to fall asleep before he would shower. He was a boy of few words, often retreating into his shell when faced with the pressure of training. The early days of training were grueling. The schedule was relentless, with hours of dance practice, vocal lessons, and language classes. Jungkook struggled with his confidence, often questioning if he was good enough to be there. He was a perfectionist, a trait that would later become his greatest strength but was then a source of immense pressure. He would practice until his muscles ached and his voice was hoarse, driven by a desire to prove himself to his 6 fathers, the older members of BTS who had taken him under their wings. Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, and V became his family. They saw the potential in the quiet boy and nurtured it. Jin would cook for him, Suga would offer quiet words of wisdom, J-Hope would push him in dance, would inspire him with his lyrics, Jimin would offer comfort, and V would bring out his playful side. They raised him, taught him how to navigate the world, and gave him the confidence he lacked. In 2012, Big Hit decided to send Jungkook to Los Angeles for a month of intensive dance training. It was a transformative experience. At Movement Lifestyle, he learned from some of the best choreographers in the world. He discovered a new side of himself, a dancer who could express emotions through movement. He fell in love with dance so much that he briefly considered leaving the group to become a professional dancer. However, Jimin convinced him to stay, reminding him of the bond they had formed and the dream they shared. Jungkook returned to Seoul with a newfound confidence and a sharper edge to his performance, ready to take on the world. Chapter 4. 2013. The Bulletproof Debut. On June 13, 2013, the world was introduced to BTS. Their debut single, No More Dream, was a powerful statement against the societal pressures faced by the youth. Jungkook, then only 15, stood at the center of the group, his youthful energy and sharp dance moves capturing the attention of the K-pop world. But the debut was far from an overnight success. BTS was from a small agency, and they were often overlooked by the mainstream media. They were the underdogs, the dirt spoons of the industry, fighting for a seat at the table. The early years were a struggle. They lived in a single room, sharing everything from clothes to food. They faced criticism for their hip-hop concept and their unconventional lyrics. But through it all, Jungkook remained steadfast. He was the Golden Maknae, a title given to him by because he could do everything: sing, dance, and rap. He was the group's secret weapon, a versatile performer who could adapt to any style. The turning point came in 2015 with the release of I Need You. The song was a departure from their earlier hip-hop sound, embracing a more melodic and emotional tone. It resonated with fans across the globe, earning BTS their first ever music show win. The moment was incredibly emotional for the group, especially for Jungkook. He had grown up in the spotlight, his teenage years spent in practice rooms and on stages. Seeing their hard work finally pay off was a validation of everything they had sacrificed. As BTS began to rise, so did Jungkook. He was no longer the shy boy from Busan, he was a confident performer who could command a stage. His voice had matured, becoming richer and more expressive. He began to contribute to the group's music, writing lyrics and producing tracks. His solo song, Begin, on the Wings album was a tribute to his members, a heartfelt thank you for the way they had raised him. It was a testament to his growth as an artist and as a person, a boy who had found his voice in the midst of the storm. Chapter 5. The Evolution of the Golden Maknae. The term, Golden Maknae, was more than just a nickname, It was a testament to Jungkook's extraordinary versatility. He was the group's main vocalist, lead dancer, sub-rapper, and center. He could do it all, and he did it with a level of skill that was rare for someone so young. His voice was a blend of power and vulnerability, a voice that could soar in high notes and whisper in soft ballads. His dance moves were sharp and precise, a testament to his hours of practice and his natural athleticism. As BTS entered the Love Yourself era, Jungkook's growth was evident. He was no longer just a member of the group, he was a focal point. His solo song, Euphoria, became an anthem for fans across the globe, a song about finding happiness in the midst of darkness. It was a song that showcased his vocal range and his ability to convey complex emotions. Jungkook's performance of Euphoria on tour, where he would fly over the audience, was a highlight of the show, a moment of pure magic that left fans in awe. Jungkook's evolution wasn't just about his musicality, it was also about his personal growth. He was a boy who had grown up in the public eye, his every move scrutinized by millions. He had to learn how to navigate the pressures of fame, the weight of expectations, and the constant gaze of the media. He did so with a level of humility and grace that was rare for someone in his position. He remained grounded, often seen helping the staff, bowing deeply to his elders, and expressing his gratitude to his fans. His bond with the other members of BTS remained the cornerstone of his life. They were his brothers, his mentors, and his closest friends. They had seen him grow from a shy 14-year-old to a confident 20-something. They had shared the highs and lows of their journey, the triumphs and the setbacks. Jungkook's love for his members was evident in everything he did, from the way he looked at them on stage to the way he spoke about them in interviews. He was the Golden Maknae, not just because of his talents, but because of the love and support he received from his 6 fathers. Chapter 6: Beyond the Stars. The rise of BTS was a global phenomenon. They were the first K-pop group to top the Billboard 200, the first to perform at the Grammys, and the first to speak at the United Nations. They were no longer just a boy band, they were a cultural force, a symbol of hope and resilience for millions of people across the globe. And at the center of it all was Jungkook. Jungkook's impact was felt far beyond the music. He was a fashion icon, a social media sensation, and a role model for young people everywhere. His every move was followed by millions of fans, known as ARMY. His bond with ARMY was deep and genuine. He would spend hours on live streams, talking to fans, singing their favorite songs, and sharing his thoughts and feelings. He even got tattoos dedicated to ARMY, a permanent reminder of the love and support they had given him. The pressure of fame was immense, but Jungkook handled it with a level of maturity that was beyond his years. He was open about his struggles, his fears, and his insecurities. He spoke about the pressure of being perfect, and the toll it took on his mental health. His honesty resonated with fans, who saw him not just as a superstar, but as a human being who was navigating the same challenges they were. Jungkook's performance at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar was a crowning achievement. He performed Dreamers, a song about chasing your dreams and never giving up. It was a moment of pure triumph, a boy from Busan performing on the world's biggest stage. It was a testament to his hard work, his dedication, and his unwavering belief in himself. He had come a long way from the shy boy who would wait for his members to fall asleep before he would shower. He was now a global icon, a star who shone brighter than any other. Chapter 7: The Golden Solo. The transition to solo activities was a natural progression for Jungkook. He had spent years as a member of BTS, his voice and his performance a vital part of the group's success. But as the members began to explore their individual paths, Jungkook was ready to take center stage. His solo debut was highly anticipated, and he didn't disappoint. In 2023, Jungkook released his solo single, 7, featuring Latto. The song was a massive hit, topping the Billboard Hot 100 and breaking records on Spotify. It was a departure from his earlier work, embracing a more pop-centric and contemporary sound. 7 was a song about love and devotion, a song that showcased his vocal range and his ability to connect with a global audience. The music video, featuring actress Han So-hee, was a viral sensation, a playful and romantic story that captured the hearts of fans everywhere. Jungkook's solo album Golden was released later that year. The album was a collection of songs that explored different genres, from pop and R&B to dance and ballads. It was a testament to his versatility as an artist, a boy who could sing anything and make it his own. Songs like 3D, featuring Jack Harlow, and Standing Next to You became instant classics, their catchy melodies and powerful vocals earning him critical acclaim. The success of Golden was a validation of Jungkook's hard work and his dedication to his craft. He had spent years honing his skills, pushing himself to be the best he could be. He had worked with some of the best producers and songwriters in the world, and the result was an album that was both cohesive and diverse. Jungkook's solo career was a triumph, a boy who had found his own voice and his own path in the midst of the global phenomenon that was BTS. Chapter 8: The Eternal Promise. As Jungkook's solo career reached new heights, the time came for him to fulfill his mandatory military service. It was a moment of reflection for the young artist, a time to look back on his journey and the people who had supported him along the way. He had come a long way from the shy boy from Busan, his life a whirlwind of music, fame, and global stardom. Jungkook's enlistment was a bittersweet moment for fans. They were proud of him for fulfilling his duty, but they were also sad to see him go. Jungkook's promise to return was a source of comfort for ARMY. He had spent years building a deep and genuine bond with his fans, and he wasn't about to let that go. He promised to return stronger and better than ever, ready to take on the next chapter of his journey. The legacy of Jeon Jungkook is one of hard work, dedication, and unwavering belief in oneself. He is a boy who chased his dreams, even when the odds were against him. He is a boy who found his voice in the midst of the storm, a star who shone brighter than any other. His journey is a testament to the power of music, the strength of friendship, and the resilience of the human spirit. As Jungkook looks to the future, he does so with a sense of hope and excitement. He has achieved so much in his young life, but he knows that there is still so much more to come. He is a boy who will always be the Golden Maknae, a boy who will always be a member of BTS, and a boy who will always be a star in his own right. His story is far from over, it is just beginning. The Golden Journey of Jeon Jungkook is a story that will continue to inspire and uplift people for generations to come. Chapter 9: The Art of the Golden Maknae. Beyond the stage and the recording studio, Jungkook's golden nature extended into every facet of his life. He was a man of many passions, each pursued with the same intensity and dedication that he brought to his music. One of his most notable creative outlets was Golden Closet Film, G.C.F., a series of travelogues and behind-the-scenes videos that he directed, filmed, and edited himself. These films were more than just vlogs. They were cinematic experiences that captured the beauty of the world through his eyes. Whether it was a trip to Tokyo with Jimin or a behind-the-scenes look at their tour, G.C.F showcased Jungkook's keen eye for detail, his sense of rhythm in editing, and his ability to tell a story without words. His love for the arts also manifested in his painting and drawing. Jungkook's artwork was often shared with fans, revealing a talent that was both raw and refined. He could create intricate sketches, vibrant paintings, and even digital art with ease. His art was a reflection of his inner world, sometimes playful and whimsical, other times deep and introspective. He once painted a large-scale mural for a BTS exhibition, a project that took hours of meticulous work and showcased his ability to think and create on a grand scale. For Jungkook, art was a way to decompress, a way to process the whirlwind of his life and find a sense of peace. Physical activity was another cornerstone of his life. Jungkook was known for his love of boxing, a sport that required discipline, focus, and strength. He would often share videos of his training sessions, his movements fluid and powerful. Boxing was more than just a workout for him. It was a way to challenge himself, to push his limits, and to find a sense of mental clarity. His athleticism was also evident in his love for gaming. He was a competitive gamer, often spending his free time playing titles like Overwatch or League of Legends. His focus and quick reflexes made him a formidable opponent, and he often spoke about how gaming helped him relax and bond with his friends. Jungkook's hobbies were a testament to his curiosity and his desire to constantly learn and grow. He was never content with just being good at something, he wanted to master it. Whether it was learning the guitar, practicing his English, or perfecting a new dance move, he approached everything with a golden mindset. This relentless pursuit of excellence was what set him apart, not just as an idol, but as a person. He was a reminder that talent is only the beginning. It is the hard work and the passion that truly makes someone golden. Chapter 10. The Legacy of the Golden Era. As we look back on the journey of Jungkook, it is clear that his impact on the world of music and culture is profound. He is more than just a member of a successful group, he is a symbol of a generation. His story is one of transformation, from a shy, introverted boy from Busan to a confident, global superstar who has touched the lives of millions. His journey has been marked by a relentless pursuit of excellence, a deep sense of humility, and an unwavering love for his fans and his members. Jungkook's legacy is also defined by his role in breaking down barriers. As a member of BTS, he helped pave the way for K-pop to become a global phenomenon, proving that music is a universal language that transcends borders and cultures. His success as a solo artist has further solidified his position as a global pop icon, a performer who can stand on his own and command the world's attention. He has shown that it is possible to be both a team player and a solo star, to be both vulnerable and strong, and to be both a student and a master. The Golden Journey of Jungkook is a reminder that greatness is not something that is given, it is something that is earned. It is the result of years of hard work, sacrifice, and a refusal to give up on one's dreams. It is the story of a boy who dared to dream big, who took a leap of faith, and who never looked back. As he continues to evolve and grow, there is no doubt that he will continue to inspire and uplift people for years to come. The world is waiting to see what the next chapter of his journey will bring, but one thing is certain, whatever it is, it will be nothing short of golden. In the end, Jungkook remains the eternal Maknae in the hearts of his members and his fans. No matter how famous he becomes, no matter how many records he breaks, He will always be the boy who moved to Seoul at 13 to chase a dream. He will always be the boy who found a family in 6 older brothers who raised him with love and care. And he will always be the boy who looks at his fans with a sense of wonder and gratitude, knowing that he wouldn't be where he is today without them. His story is a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever felt like an underdog, for anyone who has ever been too shy to speak their mind, and for anyone who has ever dared to dream of something more. Jungkook is a reminder that with hard work, passion, and a little bit of golden luck, anything is possible. As the sun sets on one chapter of his life and rises on the next, we can only watch in awe as he continues to shine, a golden star in a vast and beautiful universe. Chapter 11. The Voice of a Generation. To truly understand the depth of Jungkook's artistry, one must look at his solo songs within the BTS discography. Each song is a window into his soul, a reflection of his growth as a person and as an artist. Begin, from the Wings album, was his first solo song, a heartfelt tribute to his members. The lyrics, written with the help of speak of his journey from Busan to Seoul and the way his 6 brothers raised him. I can't even imagine it now, the me who had no scent of my own, he sings, his voice a soft, emotive melody. It was a song about finding one's identity through the love and support of others, a theme that would resonate throughout his career. Euphoria, from the Love Yourself series, was a turning point for Jungkook. The song, with its bright, uplifting melody and soaring vocals, became an anthem for fans across the globe. It was a song about finding happiness in the midst of darkness, a song that showcased his vocal range and his ability to convey pure, unadulterated joy. Jungkook's performance of Euphoria on tour was a highlight of the show, a moment of pure magic that left fans in awe. He would fly over the audience, his voice clear and strong, a golden star in a sea of light. My Time, from the Map of the Soul 7 album, was a more introspective song. It explored the pressure of growing up in the spotlight, the feeling of living in a different time zone than the rest of the world. I feel like I've become an adult faster than anyone else, he sings, his voice a blend of vulnerability and strength. It was a song about the sacrifices he had made for his dream, the moments he had missed, and the person he had become. The performance of My Time at the Map of the Soul on concert was a masterclass in stage presence, a powerful and emotive performance that showcased his maturity as an artist. One of Jungkook's most iconic performances was his solo dance at the 2019 Melon Music Awards (MMA). The performance, set to a remix of I Need You, was a breathtaking display of grace, power, and artistry. Jungkook performed on a stage covered in water, his movements fluid and precise. It was a moment of pure artistry, a boy who could express complex emotions through movement. The performance went viral, earning him praise from fans and critics alike. It was a reminder that Jungkook was not just a singer, but a true performer, a golden artist who could command any stage. Chapter 12. The Golden Impact. The impact of Jeon Jungkook extends far beyond the world of music. He is a global phenomenon, a cultural icon who has touched the lives of millions. His influence can be seen in everything from fashion and beauty to social media and philanthropy. He is a sold-out king, a title given to him by fans because anything he uses or wears instantly sells out. Whether it's a specific brand of fabric softener, a pair of shoes, or a book he's reading, Jungkook's influence is undeniable, but his impact is more than just commercial. He is a role model for young people everywhere, a symbol of hope and resilience. His honesty about his struggles, his fears, and his insecurities has resonated with fans, who see him as a human being who is navigating the same challenges they are. He has used his platform to speak out on important issues, from mental health and self-love to social justice and environmental sustainability. He is a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility, and he has embraced that responsibility with humility and grace. Jungkook's bond with ARMY is the cornerstone of his success. He has spent years building a deep and genuine connection with his fans, a bond that is built on mutual respect, love, and support. He often speaks about how ARMY is his source of strength, the reason he continues to push himself to be the best he can be. He has dedicated songs to them, got tattoos for them, and spent countless hours on live streams talking to them. He is a golden star who shines for his fans, a boy who will always be grateful for the love and support they have given him. As we look to the future, there is no doubt that Jungkook's impact will continue to grow. He is a golden artist who is constantly evolving, constantly pushing the boundaries of what is possible. He is a boy who has achieved so much in his young life, but he knows that there is still so much more to come. He is a reminder that the journey is just as important as the destination, and he is enjoying every moment of his golden journey. The world is waiting to see what the next chapter of his story will bring, but one thing is certain, it will be nothing short of golden.